Imagine a 60-year-old man walking across the graduation stage. Imagine him walking through that stage with a master's. How proud do you think he feels? Imagine this always being his lifelong dream, and all of a sudden he accomplishes it. No matter how old he was, he's still proud of himself as the day that he made these goals for himself. Imagine that he had children to take care of, work that was in the way, maybe had to take care of a sick parent or somebody, and didn't have the time to be able to attend college when he was young in his young years. So now that he's settled, retired, and decided to go back to school, it's never too late. Maybe he can look for a better job opportunity, a new job. Education is key to everything. Going back to school at any age is a great investment in your life and in your future, no matter what the age is. I decided to go back to school now. I have an older daughter, and she told me, Mom, do you want to be a broke 50-year-old or a financially stable 50-year-old? So that is my goal. She made a point to me. I kept using the excuse, no, it's too late to go to school. Nope, it's not. It's never too late. Even if after I get my master's, I get to live for 20 years in the job of field that I earned my master's for. It would be a great accomplishment and all the joy I would feel. So there's a lot of new trends in current education. Like there's a lot of non-traditional students, meaning, people that are older in age, not the common age, fresh out of high school students that you would normally see attending college, which is, really good. It's opened up my eyes and made me want to go back to school. So Benjamin Franklin, an investment is knowledge that pays the best interest. I love this quote because it's very true. I'm putting into my education right now, and, my goal is to knowledge will pay the best interest in the future, in the long run. Another quote is by Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. That is so true, because if we didn't have doctors out here saving lives, people who joined the field that is required to save lives to make the world go around, where would we be? I myself am a substance abuse counselor, and, I see the changes in my clients and, all the changes and, them bettering their lives, which is why I decided to go back to school. There's a lot of stigmas. You're too old to conquer the world. You're too old. No, it's never too late. No matter how many years you have left of life, it's still a great accomplishment. Work from home if you have to. The benefits are, the economy and career benefits. That's why I'm going to school. Everything's going higher in prices. I want to be able to make it. I'm financially stable now, but I feel like eventually the economy is going to go higher, and every job that you want to earn higher pay in requires an education. Also, older people, by continuing to go to school, it helps work your brain, so you don't start forgetting stuff that fast. And I just think it helps. Learning doesn't have a time limit. Like me, I kept saying, no, I'm too old. I'm too old. Nope, I'm not. So also, like my perspective, I can also, any person who's older, age is wisdom. They can give good advice in a classroom setting or online. So, and then also there's a change in the job market, like a lot of, I taken a criminal justice class. There's a lot of, for example, working as a police officer. In order to move up now in rank, you need an education. There's a lot, before it was usually just experience, but now it is education. Education is key. Boosted earning potential and career opportunities. There's a lot of doors that open, once you have education. For me, for example, I want a door to open as a social worker at a prison setting. I already work at a prison. I would like to, move up. There is also another quote that really stood out. The more you learn, the more you earn, which is true. Education is key. Knowing, knowledge, that's the way the world goes round. You need money to survive. So, get a higher pay and be comfortable at your job. So also, people who are older get a boost in their self-esteem. That is really good, having a better career. I feel good about myself, that I'm about to earn my AA, and I'm excited to earn my bachelor's degree and move forward with my master's. So, you know, the cognitive benefits for older people who are going back to school are also staying mentally active and slowing down aging effects, you know. So if it makes me younger, I'm going for it. So education is a persisting tool, never limited by the date on your birthday, on your birth certificate. I'm sorry. So education doesn't have an age limit, which is awesome. So, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you're too old. No, it's not too old to be wealthy. It's not too old to have a great career. So don't let yesterday start your tomorrow. Start thinking about your future now. No matter how old you are, no matter when is the time, no matter if you have children, no matter if you had a pause in your career, you know, just continue to move forward. The clock doesn't decide when your chapter ends. You do. So if you want to settle at your age and not continue your education, that's fine. But I'm not going to do that. That is not going to be me. Thank you.